you breathe. It smells of olive oil, iron, and rancid sweat. This isn't a gym, it's a factory for survivors. If you ignore what you'll learn today, you're left with only the myth. Welcome to Lost History, where you learn without getting bored with scenes you won't forget. They always fought to the death. They ate meat like beasts. They were slaves with no choice. The reality is more complex and more brutal. Here, every mistake has a price: a broken rib, an infection, a scar that never closes. The reward is simple: keep breathing one more day, and perhaps earn the right to hear your name chanted by thousands. In a moment, you'll discover why the lanista preferred to keep you alive, how mercy was decided in the amphitheater, and why the cheapest food in Rome could turn you into a wall. What would you do if the only way out was to learn to kill without dying? Day 1. The inspection. They strip you. Old scars tell stories you don't ask about. A medicus feels your bones, examines your teeth, looks for infection. You are an investment. The lanista doesn't see people. He sees assets. You're assigned a shared cell, cold stone, a wooden cot, a bowl. You lose your last name, you gain a number. Have you ever wondered? Before you wield a gladius, the first combat is bureaucratic. Exams, registration, being tattooed or branded. The arena begins with paperwork. The rudis, the wood. That hurts.
Take it.
They hand you the wooden sword. It weighs more than its iron version. This isn't by chance. If you master the heavy, the real one feels light. If you fail with wood, you don't bleed. Yet. They place you in front of the palus, the training post. Repeated strikes until your fingers burn. Short steps, shield high, eyes on the rival's chest. The instructor shouts, "Arm tight, drive with the hip, no heroism, economy of motion." Gladiator classes, identity and tactics. Not everyone fights the same. They study your body, height, reflexes. They decide your class. Murmillo. Short gladius and large shield, scutum. Advances like a wall, thraex. Curved sword, sica, small shield, fast legs. Hoplomatius, spear and dagger, a game of distance.
Keep the net high.
Retiarius,
ready.
net and trident. No heavy helmet, mobility and traps. Secutor, natural rival of the Retiarius. Smooth, suffocating helmet, pressure, and the finishing blow. The ludus doesn't improvise. Every pairing is a chess match, opposing styles, a balanced show. The first meal, the serial killer. You expected meat. They serve you barley gruel, legumes, bread, some cheese, olive oil. Poor, yes, but strategic. Carbohydrates for endurance, fiber to keep you full, oil for clean calories. And an unsettling detail, ash water, yes, plant ash, as a mineral source to heal bones. It sounds like superstition. It works as a cheap formula for calcium and magnesium. This could change the way you see gladiators, not carnivorous beasts, but carb-loaded tanks with muscles covered by a protective layer of fat. Aesthetics? Number. Armor against superficial cuts. Discipline. From sunup to sundown morning, weighted runs. Midday, drills with footwork, shield, angles. Afternoon, technique against veterans, controlled sparring. Night, bath, oil, scraping the skin with a strigil. You're not training to look good. You're training not to die. Pain, master and test blisters. Swollen fingers, a hip purpled by the shield's edge. A lesson every day. The arm tires, technique commands. When your pulse rises, instinct betrays you. You lower your shield, you open your flank. They correct you with shouts. Again. 1,000 times. The incredible part comes now. Why the ludus wasn't seeking your death. You are expensive. The lanista invests in your food, treatment, and lodging. He needs you to be profitable. Death in every fight? A loss. The public wanted blood and continuity. The hero who returns boosts the box office, the art of killing, and not dying. Each style has its geometry of strikes. Murmillo, shield bash, Gladius in the ribs, short sidestep, Retiarius. Net throw to the ankle, break their balance, trident to the shoulder or thigh, finish from a distance. Thrax. High feint, Sika curves to the thigh behind the rival's shield. Hoplomachus. Spear point to keep them far, dagger to close in. The objective isn't to always kill, but to dominate the exchange. There are referees, summa rudis. There are signals. There are set moves and moments where it all breaks down. What do you think was the outcome of most fights? Final blood or tactical surrender? Wounds, infection, and invisible fear. Small cuts get infected. You break a metacarpal and don't know it until the cold of the night. You share air with dozens. Coughing, fever, parasites. Treatments. Wine and vinegar as antiseptics. Tight bandages, cauterization when a wound festers. Painkillers. Bark, herbs, derivatives of poppy in doses that won't cloud your mind. The ludus medicus learns fast. If he saves you, you go back to generating income. If not, another man takes your cell. Nutrition, round 2. Cheap muscle, real recovery. The Gladiator diet looks like a poor man's diet, but it performs like an athlete's. Barley plus legumes equals complementary amino acids. Oil equals caloric density without bankrupting the owner. Plant ash equals minerals for bones battered daily. But that's not all. You learn to eat in the late afternoon or evening, when the body has trained and can rebuild. You learn to hydrate before the sun is up. You learn not to trust. A basket of fruit could be a favor from a sponsor or a social trap. Lanista.
I tell you,
Owner,
this gladiator
trainer,
is
economist.
He will be the star of
The
the
lanista is in charge. He books your fights, negotiates with editors, organizers. He can punish you with more training, reduce your food, sell you to another ludus. He can also protect you. If you're a star, he selects pairings that look good and won't get you killed. His law, profitability plus spectacle. His dilemma, blood cells, but a dead man is a one-time show. The night before your first Munis, official match, you don't sleep. You hear breathing. Someone prays. Another mutters a dirty joke. Fear makes noise in enclosed spaces. They teach you an old trick. Break the world down into tasks. Fasten the helmet. Check your grip. 2 steps, shield high. Watch the chest, not the sword. In a moment, you'll discover what actual percentage died in combat, and how it was decided if you were spared. Fraternity and rivalry. In the ludus, you share bread with the man you might have to face. You train with rules, but resentment seeps through the cracks. Camaraderie, because only they understand you. Rivalry, because your fame is their shadow. A veteran gives you advice. Don't aim for the neck unless ordered. Win the fight, not the grave. The uncomfortable truth. To the death, always? Here's the part almost no one tells you. Fights to the death were not the daily norm. There were surrenders, 2 fingers, raised to ask for mercy, the editor's final decision. Did people die? Yes, every time. Number. A sustained spectacle needed careers. Reasons to spare. A brave fight, a worthy show, gladiator's cost. Reasons to finish him. Disobedience, scandal, or the political will of an editor who wanted to make an impact. Imagine the difference between a main event with 2 stars and a filler match with rookies. In one, the system hits the brakes. In the other, sometimes it floors it. The public's verdict. Thumb. Up. Down. The real gesture varied. It wasn't a single signal like in the movies. The important thing, the editor's power. He paid, he decided. The crowd's support could tip the scales, but economics ruled. Survival statistics. The number you were waiting for. Epigraphic records and ancient accounts suggest that most fights did not end in death. The mortality rate per match has been estimated at around 10 to 15% in specific periods and places, with variations. A competent gladiator could rack up several fights before falling, and some won their freedom after years of performance. A guarantee? None. The probability of living more than one season if you were technically and tactically disciplined. Better than the myth says, worse than you'd hope. Freedom, the wood that saves. The dream is also called a rudis. But now for manumission, a symbolic wooden sword that declares you free. You receive it if you survived and put in a worthy show for years.
Your grip is weak.
Some free men
Hold the
stay
rudis
on as
firmly,
instructors.
like this.
Others
Now
disappear.
strike the center mass.
Many never make it. And what if I told you the most important decision isn't a strike, but when not to strike? You've seen the ludus from the inside. Day
Hold
one
steady.
reduces you to an investment and teaches
Pain
you that identity is
weakness
forged in
leaving the
calluses.
body.
The rudis is heavy, so the steel feels light. The humble diet builds walls in men's bones. The lanista is an economist of pain. He wants you alive and profitable. Fear is conquered with tasks. Glory is earned with technique. And death is present, but not in every match.
Victor!
The system needed recurring heroes.
The glory!
Reward for staying till the end. The next time you see a gladiator in a movie, you'll know how to read what's invisible. The weight of the rudis in his tendons, the geometry of his style, the economics that decide his fate, and the implacable math that turns men into statistics. Your personal evaluation. If your pride pushes you to show off, you'll fall fast. If you train technique, manage fear, and understand the business, you buy time. Would you survive? If you accept that the goal isn't to be a hero, but to come back tomorrow, you have a chance. The gate opens again. You walk out into the light with your helmet on, shield firm, and the world reduced to a rectangle of sand. The roar pierces you. You are not a myth. You are flesh and calculation. What would you do in this situation? Strike to kill or dominate to live? If you enjoy these deep dives where you learn without getting bored, like this video and subscribe to Lost History. Every day, a historical journey with scenes you won't forget.